Hello and welcome back to another vlog. My name's Philip Battle and I'm the admin for Born and Raised in Prescot. This time I'm in that there London, and I'm going to make my way over here, which is basically the south bank of London. We're going to have a look at something that's has a connection to Shakespeare and Prescot. So come with me. Come on. This is interesting. They've taken the scaffolding down from Big Ben, and it's looking glorious as it was the very first day it was built in about 1889 or something like that. It's quite marvellous. A few tourists on Westminster Bridge, but it's not as busy as I expected it to be. Much quieter than I know London to be. So we're going to go over the bridge here onto the south bank. It's always busy, Westminster Bridge. It's a major focal attraction for tourists, but it's not as busy as I have seen it in the past, so it's not too bad today. People from all around the world. Yeah, we'll soon have this in Prescot, won't we? People from all over the world coming to visit.
Closing it down for a deck to do the works.
So we're going over to the south bank. This building here, it's City Hall. That used to be the place where London Council used to have their buildings, and Ken Livingstone, who remembers Ken Livingstone? Yeah, I've actually been in there, and I think I had a cup of tea with Ken Livingstone back in the 1980s. Yeah, so there you go, there's a connection to Prescot. There's more than one connection to Prescot on this side of the river, and I'll show you them as we go along. London Eye. Who's ever been up the London Eye? Let me know if you have. Leave a comment on the video. That would be great. Yeah. Oh, London Seagull. So it's always worth a visit to London. To that there London in the south, it's always worth a visit if you're up north. And I would recommend, if you're visiting London, don't stay in London itself. Pick a town on the outskirts of London that's on one of the major underground lines. I actually stayed in Kenton in the north of London, but it's on the Bakerloo line. It's one of the last ones before you get into London, and it only costs £37 to stay there in a Premier Inn, and it's the best way. And then just buy yourself a day ticket to come into London, and you can spend a few days there, really cheap saver tickets, and it's your quids in. You don't need to be paying London prices to come down here. Do it the smart way. Pick a town on the outskirts of London and then travel in on the underground line. Obviously you have to be near the underground station for it to work, but do a bit of research and you'll do it. Houses of Parliament looking great there. Who's this strange woman?
I'm just fighting my way through the crowd.
Yeah, no.
Far from the madding crowd, Phil. It is
Yeah.
not the.
It is not the... Yeah.
Say,
This is my camera woman here, who will be forever known as Tonto,
My Tonto.
because you're my sidekick.
Oh, that's bad.
Little joke there, Prescotians. For those who know about the history of television, you will know who Tonto is. For those who don't,
Why couldn't I be Hocus?
you could be.
I'm Hocus then.
Okay.
You can bugger off with your Tonto.
All right then. Okay, let's go down here, see what we can find.
Is that lion?
Yeah. Don't forget the lion.
It's a lot of very good thing,
Yeah. You see these bollards here? These are to stop vehicles,
after the last lot.
terrorist attacks. That's what they are. We're on the South Bank.
Losing temper and going
Here we
to
go.
the red mist.
So it's lovely to stroll down the South Bank. It's tree lined now, but in the 1940s this isn't a place that you'd want to come to,
No.
because the Germans bombed the hell out of this place. There were docks all along here, factories, and this place got absolutely hammered, and it was flattened. It was a bomb site for many years. And the thing that actually changed the entire infrastructure of the South Bank was actually the building of the next place which we're going to visit, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So I suppose it's good to see the tourists back in London. For some it is, not for others. Foreign students, by the looks of it. There's a bar. There's a burger.
What, mate?
It's only a matter of time before Prescot will turn into this.
Yeah. God forbid.
And no doubt they will turn in the Prescot Brook into something like this. What do you think? There is a chance of it, isn't there? A very slim chance. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yes. So like I said, during the war, and for a lot of the time, this was just a bomb site. It had been flattened by the Germans. And so a rebuilding plan was put into motion, and you've got all these modernistic buildings here. And we're coming up now to the South Bank Centre, which have the famous film festival on the South Bank. It takes place here. But that's not what we're here to see. This area has been transformed into a cultural hub. There's lots of culture around here, and it shows the transformative effects of the art, or the arts. Without the arts, this place would not exist, and certainly without the theatres on the South Bank that were a catalyst for change, this would not have happened. And it's something that we can expect in Prescot. As the theatre grows in popularity, we will see a transformative effect. Some of them, the ways that it will transform, will not be to everyone's liking. We may be talking about gentrification of the town, bringing in of new money and various stuff like this. But on the south bank here, there's no such thing like gentrification. It's kind of like, as you can see here, there's a great skate park here and graffiti, and it's a free place for people to congregate, young people, and to enjoy the south bank, introducing their own culture, which is great. There we go. You must realise that culture is for everyone, not just for the elites and the people with money. And this is much of a cultural icon of London as the buildings that we're going to see down here. Okay, we're here on the south bank of London, and we're outside the National Theatre, brutalist architecture that actually transformed. The building of this theatre was the catalyst for what we see today on the south bank. Without this theatre, you wouldn't have all the arts venues that are here today. And this was built in the mid to early 60s. It's a brutalist architecture, and there's a link to Prescott, because myself and my partner Catherine, who's holding the camera now, have appeared here twice, not once but twice, at the National Theatre. And we've appeared in this area here outside, and where they put loads of deck chairs out and they set it up like a proper performance piece. So there you go. We're probably some of the very few people, if not the only people, from Prescot who've ever appeared at the National Theatre. Also, Judi Dench, who's one of the patrons of the Shakespeare North Playhouse, is also well known at the National Theatre. She's a National Theatre icon, and if you're lucky enough to go into the canteen at backstage, you'll see Judi Dench's portrait on the wall, which is great. So there are links, you see, you just have to look for them. It's not what we're here for, but I just thought we'd stop off and have a look at the National Theatre while we're on the south bank. And I quite like it. Yeah. Okay. Onwards and upwards. It's a transformative effect of theatre, how it can transform a place into being a cultural place of culture. You better brace yourself, Prescot, because it's coming your way, whether you like it or not. The South Bank has it all. There's even a beach. What's not to like? And it's a great place to come strolling around London that's traffic free and stress free as well. So
Alright, next one, ready?
this is what we've come to see. You find me now outside the Globe Theatre on the South Bank. We've had a pleasant walk down to the Globe, and here it is. This is the third theatre that was virtually on this site. The first one was built in 1599, and the very first performance at that theatre by William Shakespeare was Julius Caesar. And by immense coincidence, it starts today on the 3rd of May, start of the summer season, the Shakespearean summer season. Isn't that amazing? So the first show that was ever written here and performed here by William Shakespeare was Julius Caesar in 1599. This theatre was made famous by William Shakespeare. If it wasn't for William Shakespeare, there wouldn't be a theatre here today. This is a recreation of the Globe. The Globe was actually built in 1599. It was burnt down in 1613, and it was Henry VIII who burnt it down. Well, not literally Henry VIII, but the performance of Henry VIII by William Shakespeare when a cannon was set off and it set the thatch roof alight. So it was burnt down and it was rebuilt the following year. The very year that Poco Coffee, the building on Eccleston Street, was built. So it was rebuilt in 1614, the same year as Poco Coffee was built. So Poco Coffee, contrary to any information you may have, is not Tudor. It's actually Jacobean. So there's a link. But not only that, this is the third in the triangle, the Prescot triangle, the Shakespeare triangle. In the last episode I went to Stratford. Here we've come to the Globe. And it's a theatre that I would advise any Prescotian to come and see. It's a recreation of the original Globe in many respects, in the techniques of it being made, etc, etc. And this was built in 1997. And I've seen inside it. It's absolutely fantastic to look around, and to see a show here is a different experience than you will get in Prescot. Prescot Theatre is a Jacobean theatre. This is very much an Elizabethan theatre. Shakespeare referred to the Globe in his play Henry V. Remember that? Kenneth Branagh? Once more unto the breach and all that. And he described it as the wooden O. And that's why it's got the big wooden O at the entrance here. So I hope you've enjoyed this little view of the South Bank of London and the magnificent Globe Theatre here. It's all part of the Shakespeare Triangle, and this weekend, because it's the 3rd of May now, so this weekend on the 7th and the 8th will be the Elizabethan Fair. I don't know why it's called the Elizabethan Fair, because I'll explain that in the next video. Anyway, it's the Elizabethan Fair, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be seeing if there's anything in Prescot that looks remotely Tudor, even at this fair. Is it going to be a Tudor fair? Is it going to be Elizabethan fair? What does that mean? Let's have a look. So, and if you're there, hopefully I'll see you there as well. So, see you next time. Thanks a lot. It's good to see Eccleston Street. There's got a bit of life in it these days. It reminds me of the olden days. Well, we had no life in the olden days. Well, everything was in black and white. Yes, he carried on making a midden on the street, and he made one here in Marketplace, and he also washed his puddings in the well. It was just here. Yes, he had puddings in the